was playing with Ship, and then he got a signal from Baz-L, and then he took off like a rocket.
With Baz-L getting himself into more random bullshit, Ship flies off to his aid, leaving Julie and the trio to go after him. It's about as filler as you can get. As for the plot, there really isn't much to say about it. The fact that Julie really thought it was a good idea to work out their relationship problems in the middle of a battle is ridiculous. And are we really gonna do the will Ship stay with Julie plotline a third time? I want to say the conflict is more generic Ben 10 adventure stuff, but even that would be giving it credit to fitting in Ben 10. Nothing in this episode feels like it evolved past a surface level idea. It's very forgettable. With how good Ultimate Alien has been getting, it's like they made this episode out of obligation to remind you that all the worst parts of the show still exist too. And when you strip away the good stuff, this is what you're left with. A bunch of angry characters fighting useless enemies, having redundant and unappealing conflict. Even the Kevin humor didn't land, and that's saying something. I want to say it's nice to see Julie again, but usually her presence now means that Ben and her are gonna fight. I wish they found more things for her character to do rather than have conflict with Ben, because all it does is soil her screen time and makes her and Ben unappealing to watch. They never seem to evolve past their issues either. Even Ship was a letdown this episode. I did like the brief scene with Ben in a pseudo-therapy session with Jimmy to get inside Ben's head more, although it still doesn't excuse his behavior. Yet, when we all see his friends ripping into him while he's away, it feels kinda harsh.
Maybe he doesn't know how he comes off to other people.
Don't make excuses for him, Julie.
Oh, he knows. He just doesn't care.
This is well after the events of Alien Force. And honestly, they don't really treat each other like this anymore. So it feels very random seeing all of their old issues come back and slip back into these personalities as if nothing ever happened. Like, what's genuinely happened the past season or two to warrant this? They haven't treated each other like this in so long. It really felt like we were past all of this, and yet here we are.
I'm a world-famous hero. You're a world-famous jerk!
The Forever Knights also return once more to ruin their reputation yet again. If the trio already hates dealing with them, how can we expect the audience to?
I don't see how these things fit into the whole King Arthur theme.
Maybe they're supposed to be horses.
Gwen and Kevin even walk away before the battle is over because of how much they don't care about the Tin Men anymore. There's also this line Gwen says about them.
Anyway, I thought they broke up last year.
Which makes no sense for so many reasons, it's not even worth getting into. Baz-L is one of those characters that just gets worse and worse every time he shows up. There seems to be no consistency with his 3 appearances, and each time he's a bigger jerk than the last. This doesn't feel like character growth or regression, but just aimless writing.
Any species that's at war will pay a fortune for him. Look, he's a cannon! Oh, now he's a battle cruiser! Good boy, Ship!
I seriously fucking hate this guy. This is also the episode where Jet Ray goes to hyperspace, which made a lot of people unhappy. The stone temple on this alien planet is another bare-bones UAF setting. Very disappointing, especially coming off of the beautiful backgrounds of the last episode. This is perhaps the cheapest the backgrounds has ever looked in the entire franchise. There's also a lot of jank here too, like seeing the Omnitrix so clearly in the transformations. Humongosaur grew without gaining his armor. Brainstorm is super tiny in this episode. Ben transforms back using his Alien Force effects rather than UA. Also, what the fuck is this? But the alien designs, the fight choreography, the animation, it's all bottom barrel scraps. Luckily, you can just forget about this episode because it's the dullest of UA so far and doesn't have anything going for it. Overall, this was a very nothing episode. It feels empty in every category. The writers probably needed a break from the heavy storytelling of last season, but this one felt so phoned in, you probably should have let it go straight to voicemail.
Do you mind? We're trying to have a conversation here.
This is a temple!